What's up, Vault Dwellers? Dan here, and today we're diving into the rubbery, mythic, and monster-filled world of the one and only Ray Harryhausen. Before CGI started showing up like a uninvited Disney live-action sequel, Ray was out here, just one guy, a camera, and about 1 million hours of patience, bringing giant beasts, gods, aliens, and dinosaurs to life, one frame at a time. Harryhausen's creatures had more personality than most leading men. So we're counting down 13 of the wildest, weirdest, and most wonderful creature showcases. So grab your bronze shield, dodge that Kraken, and let's get claymated, baby. Earth vs. the Flying Saucers way back in 1956. It's what happens when your 4th of July fireworks get hijacked by spinning dinner plates from space. The plot? It's pretty straightforward. Aliens are mad, humans are confused, and only science, plus lots of military stock footage, can save us from mid-century vaporization. What sets this one apart from its UFO happy peers? It's Harryhausen's meticulous flying saucer animation. He didn't just spin discs, he made them move. I mean, they dip, they dive, they crash into domes, and they wobble midair like they're confused about physics. Ray created detailed wireframe models for each saucer. Then he hand animated their destruction frame by frame. And he had to layer all that over real footage using his patented dynamation technique. While the film may play like a sci-fi pamphlet for duck and cover drills, it's one of Ray's early showcases of blending effects into live action with real finesse. Plus, the destruction of DC, it's just amazing. The film inspired a generation of alien invasion cinema, and even Tim Burton cited it as a direct influence on Mars Attacks.
GHQ, the saucer hitting down in the Potomac.
It Came From Beneath the Sea is your classic cautionary tale. You know, mess with nuclear power, get a really angry cephalopod in return. So after radiation from an underwater H-bomb test that renders its food supply inedible, a 6-tentacled mutant octopus crawls out of the depths with a seafood revenge plan. Step 1, smash San Francisco. Step 2, don't worry about steps, just destroy everything. Oh yeah, by the way, 6 tentacles, not 8. Ray only sculpted 6 to save money on material and animation time. A trick so effective, most audiences, they never even noticed. That's how good he was. Make half the monster, get twice the screams. Ray had to fake underwater physics, of course, choreograph dozens of moving sucker limbs, and composite everything into real-world footage, pre-digital. That shot of the tentacle crushing a submarine, it's total model wizardry. You can see the evolution of Harryhausen's creature performance here. The tentacles that react to impact, they curl in hesitation, or they lash out in pure animal rage. It's not bad for a puppet soaked in Vaseline, right? The film was a modest hit, but a big moment for Ray, cementing his role as more than just a technician. He was now the monster maestro of sci-fi cinema.
Cam! Are you dead, man?
The beast from 20,000 Fathoms unleashed the Rhedosaurus. It's a radioactive dinosaur who wakes up from a long nap thanks to an Arctic nuke test and decides Manhattan looks like a decent lunch. Sound a little familiar? Well, that's because Godzilla came out the following year, and it borrowed heavily from this very premise. It's like Harryhausen built the blueprint, and Toho just added more shrieking. This was the first film to feature Ray's dynamation process in a starring role, and it put him on the map, or maybe it crushed the map, more like it. The Rhedosaurus was a fully hand-sculpted stop-motion model, animated with painstaking care to give it real weight and animalistic movement.
A phenomenon which was not uncommon during the war.
But George Ritchie wasn't dead when I got to him. He tried to warn me. Two people don't share the same hallucination.
It wasn't just a rampaging beast. It reacted, it stalked, it even limped from injury. Ray had a gift for making monsters feel, lived in, not just lobbed onto the screen. Ray later admitted he was inspired by King Kong and wanted his own creature to attack a major city. And it did, and it worked. The Coney Island rampage alone makes the movie worth it. Plus, this film was one of the first to convincingly integrate stop-motion creatures with live-action environments, using split-screen matte techniques that would become Ray's signature. This wasn't just another monster flick. It was the big bang of modern creature features. "20 million miles of Earth gives us Ymir, the Venetian reptile baby who grows faster than a chia pet on steroids and winds up battling the Italian military in the shadow of the Colosseum. You see, an American rocket crashes off the coast of Sicily carrying a specimen that, shock of all shocks, doesn't want to be poked, prodded, or kept in a cage. He starts small and kind of cute, and eventually he's hurling elephants across the Roman Forum. The Ymir is one of Harryhausen's most expressive and absolutely tragic creatures. Unlike the pure destruction of the Rhedosaurus or the octopus, the Ymir reacts with pain, confusion, and what almost seems like, betrayal. Ray purposely gave him no vocal cords, making the performance just entirely on movement and body language. It's a genius touch that evokes real sympathy. Ray also shot much of the film on location in Rome, giving the Ymir a beautiful historic playground to trash. The contrast between ancient ruins and futuristic sci-fi, it only enhances the film's mood. Ymir becomes a fan favorite, and Harryhausen later cited him as his most personally beloved creations.
Our enemies sent him to kill us. He's their secret weapon.
Weapon? No, a wave washed me off a ship and... Oh, Elizabeth. I must find her. Let me up.
He'll break his bonds! Kill him!
No.
The three Worlds of Gulliver proved that even when Harryhausen wasn't animating monsters, he still knew how to raise a little havoc. And this one's a fantasy adventure adaptation of Jonathan Swift's classic. Now, this isn't Harryhausen's flashiest showcase, right? But it's technically an impressive flex. He was integrating human actors with giant props, miniature sets, and stop-motion animals that required precision work.
McAvan, shrunken people are little people, and little people are toy people. And no one in the entire land of Brobdingnac has them except me.
The sequence with the giant squirrel, it was a particular headache, blending puppetry with rear projection and composite shots so seamless that even modern VFX artists, they nod respectfully. Gulliver may be the most restrained of Ray's filmography, but it's a key example of his genius at making scale believable, emotionally readable, and weird fantasy logic somehow logical. The film might be forgotten by the popcorn crowd, but to VFX nerds, this was a masterclass in pre-digital trickery. Gulliver never looked so delightfully off-scale.
Starved to death, sire. Our mathematicians have determined that he is equal in size to 1,728 of our own people.
Help me? Whales.
Those aren't whales. They're geysers.
Mysterious Island is what you get when Jules Verne's sense of adventure takes a vacation in Monster Town. Civil War prisoners escape via hot air balloons, only to crash land on an island infested with Godzilla-sized crustaceans, some flying prehistoric birds, and an extra-large honeybee hive. Ray cooked up a buffet of oversized stop-motion beasts here. There's the giant crab, which is legendary. There's also the prehistoric terror bird, and a cephalopod that wraps around the Nautilus like it's trying to get a hug. A very aggressive, bone-crushing hug. Each creature is introduced with a sense of just genuine awe, often attacking out of nowhere mid-conversation. Ray was a master at timing his monsters like punchlines. Plus, this is one of the first times he combined a full set of different creatures into a single, cohesive ecosystem. It may not have had the mythical weight of his later work, but it's a whole ecosystem of awesome.
Come on, Petro! Hug him! No, wait, not here! You ain't having.
One Million Years B.C. I mean, the science is bad, and the history is worse. And the fashion sense, right, that's iconic. Because you got Raquel Welch with a fur bikini, and that thing became more famous than some presidents did. But under all the cheesecake and caveman grunts lies a Harryhausen prehistoric parade of just jaw-dropping dinosaur chaos. And people, that's the reason we're here today. Ray was given the task of populating this world with a Discovery Channel's worth of dinosaurs. There's some allosaurs, triceratops, a giant prehistoric sea turtle, and there are those winged pterosaurs. I mean, each was designed with anatomic detail and a sinister personality. Ray insisted on treating his prehistoric beasts not as props, but as characters, giving them like behavior and emotion, and some even a touch of humor. He took what could have been another like B-picture cash grab and elevated it into one of the most visually memorable prehistoric films ever made. It's not historically accurate, but neither was Jurassic Park. And this one, it had a better crabby turtle.
The bauble that hangs at your throat, Captain, is mine. Hand it to me, or you will have no throat.
The Golden Voyage of Sinbad, it has like everything. There's magic talismans, evil wizards, lost continents, and monsters who absolutely did not come from a PG-rated storybook. So Sinbad, he faces down a centaur, a griffin, and the show-stopping Kali statue, which is a six-armed nightmare ballerina with better sword skills than half the stuntmen in Hollywood. Ray went like full Baroque with the creature lineup here. The Kali fight alone took him 3.5 months to animate. Each arm moving independently in an intricate sword dance that pushed stop motion into like ballet territory. The scene was choreographed like a musical number, with precise timing and dynamic lighting that makes it one of the most iconic battles in all of fantasy cinema. But Kali wasn't alone. There's also a one-eyed centaur brawler and a griffin that wouldn't look out of place on a death metal album cover. Each creature not only looks fantastic, but acts with personality, grunting, hesitating, and roaring with menace. The film was a huge success, earning Ray a special Saturn Award and solidifying his dominance in the fantasy genre.
Captain, we'd better return to the ship.
Yes, best to leave and sell our cargo elsewhere.
I'm not leaving Chirac until I see Princess Farah and Qasim.
But, Captain, it is the plague.
Is there another way into the town?
No. But if you wish to take the risk, you may enter at daybreak when the curfew is lifted.
Sinbad and the Eye of the Tiger is the movie where you can almost hear Ray saying, "Oh, you want monsters? I'll give you monsters." I mean, we're talking witches, ghouls, a bronze automaton, giant walruses, and a muscle-bound troglodyte who honestly deserves his own sitcom. The story? Well, you have Sinbad trying to reverse a spell that turned a prince into a baboon. And the only solution involves crossing Arctic wastelands, scaling death mountains, and battling a literal ice witch. Yeah, no big deal. The baboon alone is one of Ray's most emotionally expressive creatures. He studied real primate behavior to get the twitchy, intelligent movements just right. And the troglodyte, a horned, good-hearted caveman beast, it became a surprise fan favorite, especially when he joins Team Sinbad like it's just another Tuesday. Then there's the ghouls, clawed, skeletal creepers that ambush our heroes in a crypt, and a towering saber-toothed tiger that throws hands and claws like it's in the WWF. Critics were lukewarm, but audiences, they ate it up, and it's easy to see why. The film's a monster palooza, the last of Harryhausen's Sinbad trilogy, and proof that even in the late 70s, nobody blended magic and motion like Ray did.
Qasim, bring Trog. Bring him over there. There, to my father.
Jason, be advised by me. First, search for this golden fleece. Do not reveal yourself to Pelias, but build a ship and find a crew. And when you have this prize, then, and only then, return and kill Pelias.
Jason and the Argonauts isn't just a great Harryhausen movie. It's like the Harryhausen movie. Mythology comes alive in this Greek epic where Jason assembles a crew of demigods, mercenaries, and some muscleheads to retrieve the Golden Fleece. Along the way, they face some harpies, hydras, a bronze colossus, and of course, the most famous stop-motion sword fight ever filmed. If Clash of the Titans was Ray's swan song, then Jason was the electric guitar solo. It was fierce, complicated, and just completely unforgettable. Let's talk about that skeleton battle. Ray spent 4 months animating just 3 minutes of footage. Each skeleton had its own unique movement and fighting style. And the choreography, it was mapped out like a war dance. And while the story might follow the hero's journey to the letter, Ray's creatures are what made it legendary. If you ask any fantasy filmmaker what inspired them, odds are they're going to say that skeleton fight.
Three times welcome, Sinbad. You have done wonders to avert a war. And what fair prize is this?
The Princess Parissa, daughter of the Sultan of Chandra.
The seventh Voyage of Sinbad was Ray Harryhausen's coming out party. It introduced the world of Dynamation in full, colorful glory, and from the moment that Cyclops stomped onto the screen, fantasy filmmaking changed forever. Sinbad was to rescue a shrunken princess, navigate magical islands, and just battle everything from sword-wielding skeletons to two-headed birds, all while being the coolest sailor this side of the Arabian Nights. And that Cyclops, I mean, it's not just a monster, it's a character. Ray gave it a twisted sense of humor, from how it sniffs captured sailors, to the way it hurls boulders with gleeful grunts. It's one of Ray's most expressive puppets, combining menace with mischief, and it shares the island with a fire-breathing dragon, a battling rock, and of course, a Cobra Woman hybrid that slithers right into your memory and refuses to leave. This was a film that made kids stare wide-eyed at the screen and just wonder, how did they even do that? And the answer? It was one man, one model, and just one frame at a time. It's not just classic Harryhausen, it's essential.
He's dead! The danger is far from past. There are still Cyclops alive. I alone know the words that will summon the protection of the genie. Therefore, I should have the lamp.
I do not trust you.
How did you find? You found them on the moon, didn't you?
First Men in the Moon is Ray's most underrated epic, a moon-bound blend of Victorian steampunk, hard sci-fi, and subterranean bug society. This was based on H.G. Wells' novel, and it follows a British expedition to the moon using a gravity-defying space capsule made of anti-gravity paint. Anyways, once there, they discovered the Selenites, an intelligent insectoid race living beneath the lunar surface in a fully formed alien civilization. This film was the first time Ray got to fully explore extraterrestrial world building. The Selenites, they aren't just weird looking. They have some culture, there's infrastructure, and even a caste system. Each one was painstakingly crafted and animated with subtle behaviors. Some hesitate, some are curious, and some are regal. There's also like a moon calf. It's a giant lumbering alien beast that looks like a flea mated with a tank. And it's one of Ray's most grotesque creations in the best possible way. The moon never felt so alien, and no one's ever made gravity feel so whimsical. It's proof that Harryhausen wasn't just a creature guy. He was a world builder, a science fiction poet in foam rubber.
That's fantastic. It's fantastic. I'd say it was perpetual motion if it wasn't impossible. Why, it makes all other forms of power obsolete. Unworthy of a goddess.
You accuse me?
Well, one thing's certain. My son needs more than an actor's painted cloak and a wooden sword. Provide him with suitable weapons. Weapons of divine temper.
Clash of the Titans, it's the mic drop. Ray Harryhausen's final feature, and what a way to go out. I mean, this movie, it has it all. You have some vengeful gods, noble heroes, ridiculous sidekicks, and more mythical monsters than you can shake a trident at. Perseus, he's got to battle Calibus, outwit Medusa, tame Pegasus, and he even has to take on the frickin' Kraken, all while Zeus micromanages from Olympus like a divine stage mom. It's Greek mythology by way of stop-motion ballet, and it's totally glorious. Medusa alone is worth the price of admission. Her serpentine body, it just slinks with calculated menace. Her hair of writhing snakes flicks in rhythm with her breath. And her bow and arrow make her a ranged boss fight before the term even existed. Ray used a combination of lighting, shadow, and frame-perfect animation to give her a sense of genuine horror vibes. It's easily one of the most terrifying and artful sequences he ever crafted. And the Kraken, 4 arms, gills, scales, and a final appearance that feels like the gods themselves were afraid to look directly at it. Everything Ray had learned, every technique, every creature nuance, he just poured into this. And it was a hit, inspiring a whole new generation of fantasy filmmakers. It's not just his last film, it's his magnum opus. Harryhausen didn't go out quietly, because he released the Kraken.
Oh, don't worry, I won't leave you out.
Perseus and Andromeda will be happy together.
Ray Harryhausen gave us worlds where imagination moved, it roared, and it fought back. His monsters weren't just effects, they were actors. They had personalities. And you didn't just watch a Harryhausen film, you dreamed through it. Well, thanks for joining us, everyone, and, as always, keep it weird, folks.